ailment that people rarely talk about in public, yet some 2 million Americans suffer from inflammatory bowel disease. Today, we meet two women who are speaking out and offering both hope and the promise of help to others. Watch. Judi DeMink is a wife, mother, and small businesswoman in Grand Rapids, Michigan. For most of her young adult years, Judi suffered from a disease called colitis, which is an inflammation of the colon. 9 years ago, the colitis became life-threatening, and she underwent ostomy surgery.
An ostomy is a mouth-like opening called a stoma that comes through the abdomen, and you wear a pouch over it, which collects the waste from the bowel. When the doctor first told me that I had to have surgery, I thought it was the end of the world. I cried all the way home, and I was just so upset. I imagine that's probably the first reaction of everyone who has to have it, because I really never thought it was going to happen to me. And the worst part was that I really didn't know what an ostomy was. It just was a vague thing, something that happens to people who have colitis or cancer of the colon or whatever. And I think once I found out what it was, it's not so scary. It's the unknown that really upset me. When I told my husband that I was going to have surgery, I think that's what changed my whole attitude, because he said that it was not such a big deal, and he was so supportive of me, and I just decided, well, I wanted to get it over with. I was sick of being sick all the time.
Judi has lived with her ostomy now for 9 years. It is part of the fabric of her life because it is what saved her life. And she's more active now than she was ever able to be when she was sick.
A lot of people think you can't do things again. You can't swim, you can't ski, you can't dance. Other people think you can't have children. And 6 months after I had surgery, I found that we were expecting Jason, our oldest one. And the pouches that they have out now are odor-proof, and they don't show. I wear everything that anyone else wears, except two-piece bathing suit, but I never looked good in that before anyway.
Judi's road to recovery began here at Ferguson Hospital in Grand Rapids, Michigan, the largest hospital in the world dedicated entirely to diseases of the colon and rectum. Judi and others like her continue to visit Ferguson Hospital, not as patients, but as volunteers, answering questions, allaying fears, and offering emotional support to men and women who are about to undergo ostomy surgery. Meeting and talking with an attractive and active ostomate is an important step in accepting the surgery. Volunteers like Judi are only one part of a larger support team at Ferguson Hospital that includes the surgeon, the National Local Ostomy Association, and an intrastomal therapist like RN Sue Buffin, better known as Buff.
We have the small intestine and the large intestine. Now, the large intestine being the colon, that's where your disease is. And in order to cure your disease, we have to remove the colon. That sounds drastic, but it really isn't.
The stoma therapist is probably the most important member of this team. Traditionally, it has been the physician that's been the most important aspect, but I think in this instance, the stoma therapist becomes the main link between the nursing staff and the physician and the patient and his family. It is the person who will be introducing the patient to the stoma, to the equipment, what dietary changes may be necessary, if any, what adjustments have to be made, and as well are a continuing link long after surgery.
In ostomy surgery, the affected section of the intestine is removed or bypassed. Because a person has about 20 feet of small intestine and 5 feet of large intestine, he can live quite well without a portion of his small intestine and without his entire colon. For most new ostomates, physical recuperation is much easier after surgery than psychological acceptance.
Psychologically, they're adjusting with a whole change in their body image. They have images of the stoma, which may be partly true, but have many times are exaggerated. I think they many times don't realize that their lives will perhaps in some ways be better than they have been prior to the surgery.
Because of the excellent support system at Ferguson, new ostomates like Lori are able to enjoy the freedom from being sick that the surgery has made possible.
As far as living with it day to day, I've never had that problem. I've gone to parties and never let it bother me. As far as in the future, in my getting married, I'm not worried about that, because if you love someone, you're not going to dislove them or dislike them because they may have an altered body in some way. That really makes no difference. You love the inner self, not the outer self.
You work your ostomy around your lifestyle, not the other way around. You don't change your lifestyle, no matter what it is. You don't change your eating, your sexual habits, anything else. You just continue with life as it is.
Okay, Mom.
I feel that ostomy is at the point where mastectomy used to be. It was a big secret and people didn't want to talk about it, probably because it involves a section of the body that people don't normally talk about, namely the bowel. I feel that if people will come out and talk about it, then there won't be that much fear for the people that are going to have the surgery in the future. Or somewhere along the line, someone's going to know another person that's going to have it, and they can say, hey, it isn't the end of the world, and you can go on and lead a perfectly normal life. In fact, a better quality of life than you had before when you were sick with your colitis.
It's women like Judi DeMink and Sherry Knowles who prove that with proper treatment and a positive attitude, you can lead a normal, healthy, and happy life. In a moment, I'm going to be pampered by one of the world's leading beauty